Well, hello everyone and welcome. We are so excited that you're with us today. I have with me a very special guest, Ms. Shelby Miller, and we are here to discuss 6 steps to gaining followers and converting them into clients. This webinar is part of the M.A.P.S series that we've been doing ever since the coronavirus broke out. We've been doing webinars for the public as well as our mastermind members. And you can find them all on Global MedSpa Association.com, where we've housed all the webinars that we've actually have done. Well, today's webinar, though, is super exciting for me because it's a topic that everybody needs help with, literally from all over the world. And Tara was just telling me all the people that are joining us today, and we do have people from every corner of the world. So we're very excited you're with us. Welcome to everyone from the US and globally. We're so excited that you're with us, and I'm confident that you're gonna take away a lot of great information from today's webinar, being with us. The reason I invited Shelby to be with us is because I see these challenges, not only in my own business, but also in businesses of many clients that we actually have. You know, many people wanna be part of the whole social media drama and expansion that's going on and all the benefits that you gain from social media, but there's a lot of people that don't know how to do it right. And that's why I invited Shelby to come to share with you how she was able to build her following to over 85,000 people on Instagram, and how she was able to convert them into also clients. So really the first challenge that we come across is people don't know how to first gain followers. And then even if they gain them, they don't really know how to engage them and make sure that they stay with you as a follower and you're feeding them great content. And then the other part is they don't really know how to convert them. And then the biggest part of all, why you want to do social media to begin with, is the monetization. So if we're not doing these things, then it's costing us really a lot of money in our business. And focusing on social media is a very important marketing mix that everybody needs to be participating in. Now, it's not the only marketing mix you have to be doing. It's one of the marketing mix that you should be doing. And the reason I invited Shelby here is because she is truly an expert in Instagram, and she's going to be sharing with you all kinds of great things today that you're going to walk away with. But first, let me tell you how I met Shelby. I was speaking at a conference and she was there, and I think she was either on a panel or also doing a lecture about her success with Instagram. And immediately I was like so drawn to her. I can understand why she has 85,000 followers, because she has this persona that you can't help but like be drawn towards her. And we started talking, and before I knew it, she was going through some changes in her career. She was working for someone, and then the entrepreneurial bug kicked in and she went out on her own. And now she's actually in the middle of building, yes, in the middle of all this chaos, her and her husband are actually building a brand new facility that she's going to be moving into. I'm going to have her tell you a little bit about it. But she has reached such a high level of success in really a short period of time. And I'm just so proud of what you've been able to accomplish, Shelby. You are amazing. Welcome. It's so great to have you with us.
I think I could just leave now. I mean, that was great.
You're not going anywhere.
No, thank you for having me. The first time I met Dori, I was like, oh, she needs to be my friend, because you're just full of so much knowledge and experience in this field. And I'm just grateful to be here.
Oh, thank you. Why don't you tell them a little bit more about you, and so just so they get an idea of who Shelby really is.
Okay. Yeah, I actually started out working as a cardiovascular intensive care nurse, recovering open heart surgeries and pulmonary procedures, vascular procedures. Did some travel nursing, and I was always interested in plastics and aesthetics, but it's kind of a hard field to break into. So I finally started working for a couple of plastic surgeons, body plastic surgeons, ran their OR, and got introduced to injectables. and really wanted to dive in more. So I transitioned and started working with a facial plastic surgeon, and I ran his OR while I really started to get more and more into injectables. Learned so much from him, and just got a different perspective, you know, seeing patients actually opened up in the OR, you know, really got me even more interested in becoming really good at injecting faces and understanding them. So I really dove into that, started injecting full-time, transitioned to a different medical spa, built their whole practice, and then I was like, why am I not doing this for myself? So making other people a lot of money. So I transitioned last October and started my own business. It's been about a year and a half now. And I started in one little room, just renting a room inside a beauty bar that my friend owned. We just barely completed a massive build out. Well, massive for us, it's 2,600 square feet. So we went from 120 square feet, one tiny little room, to 2,600 square feet. I hired 9 people right before coronavirus hit. And so we've been navigating that, which Dori's been so much help with. But yeah, I mean, we're just growing and growing, and it's hard to kind of keep up with it. But it's exciting. I do have that entrepreneurial bug. I guess it's in my family. My dad is a huge entrepreneur, and my sister owns her own business. So I think that's genetic, maybe. I don't know.
I have that same bug. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to my sister yesterday. It's her birthday and Mother's Day. And she has, one of her granddaughters is doing a baking show. She likes to bake. She's like all of 10 years old. So it's baking with Isabella. And she's telling me that, yes, it runs in the family. We're all entrepreneurs. So there is something to that.
For sure.
Well, I'm so happy that you're here to share this with everybody. And I know you have a lot of great things. So without delay, I think most people know who I am. And if you don't, you can go to our website. But I do want to say that you should get a copy of my brand new book, How to Make Millions with Your Medical Spa. If you don't have it already, you can go to Amazon. We lowered the price down to $1, so just everybody can have it. So make sure you go and get your copy. It'll be very helpful for you. So
that is a no-brainer. That's a very good book, Dori. $1?
I know. Well, actually, I want to give it away for free. You know, the thing about books is really it's our brochure almost, right? It's just let people know what you do and advise them to help them. But usually I like to give them away for free. As a matter of fact, we're expecting you for the book seminar, Miss Shelby, because you're going to have your name on a book.
Yes, I have some really good ideas. I'm so excited for that. I think
good.
Need to tackle one thing at a time, you know?
I know. That's why I haven't been pushing you on that now. So we're going to take it easy. So let's go over the content of what we're going to discuss today. The first thing we're going to go over is the foundation that you need to have before you even launch into whether it's Instagram or any other social media platform. The second step is going to be how to actually gain those followers, and not only gain them, but also maintain them. And then Shelby's going to go over a little bit what to post. We're going to talk about hashtags and how important they are to your post. And then I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how to take those leads and convert them into actually clients, and then giving you a couple of little insider secrets that you must apply. So those are the things that we're going to go over today with Shelby. So let's go ahead and start with this, setting the foundation. By the way, I saw your picture yesterday. I should have stuck it in this presentation and I didn't, shame on me. That was the most amazing picture, by the way. Let's give them your Instagram page right away, so that way they can see it, because that picture you posted yesterday was like amazing. Like it was nuts. That's how amazing it was. So go ahead. It's aesthetic_injector, correct?
Yep. Aesthetic with an A. So just aesthetic_injector.
Yeah.
Yep.
So actually we're going to get into what to post in a minute, but just when I looked at that picture, I was like, Okay, that's going in the presentation. So you come home and there's flowers there, right? And you take the picture and you snap a picture. And here it is. It's a perfect post of what to post, right?
Well, I think it was actually a big moment because my husband is not romantic at all. At all. So when I came home to flowers and he's like, we have a reservation at Ruth's Chris because he knows I love me some steak. And it was the night before our anniversary and he had planned for our in-laws to take our little girl. And so we just had the night to ourselves. So I definitely had to document that moment for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. All right. Well, let's start with the foundation. Let's say whether they already have an Instagram account or they might be even brand new to it. Either way, what are some of the things that they really have to have down?
Sure. I think the first thing is understanding why. So why is it so important to be on social media, specifically Instagram? And I think that especially in our field, if you want to be well known and if you want to grow, you need to have an Instagram account. It allows you to create a global presence for your brand. It allows you to educate your clientele and your future clientele. There's huge earning potential. I think when I first started my Instagram account and really dove into it and invested time into it, because yes, it's free marketing, but time is money, right? So we need to be efficient with our time and learn what we need to be doing and what works. But when I started to do that, I got busier and busier with my clientele. My Instagram following was growing. The average injector at that time was injecting about $20,000 to $50,000 per month in gross sales. And I was averaging $120,000, sometimes $180,000 a month in gross sales. And I think that has a lot to do with, how I've been trained and all the education and everything that I put into it. But Instagram is the only marketing tool that I was using at that time. And it's the only marketing tool that I've used up to now. Mm-hmm. I just hired a marketing firm that is helping, build backend to help build all the girls that I have hired now. But Instagram is the only marketing platform that I've used. And it has been so valuable. So there's absolute huge earning potential. There is a higher level of control with social media, which is really nice. If someone says something rude or inappropriate, you have control over that and you can just delete it or, respond as you want. Mm-hmm. Allows you to portray your work, your personality. There's so many reasons why you should be on social media. So first, you need to be defining your goals and figuring out, are you just putting content out there to gain followers? No, we own businesses, right? We want to gain followers. We want to engage them and then convert them into lifetime clients. So first you need to know your goals. You need to define your target audience. So just like any other platform, it's really important to determine the audience you want to reach before you begin marketing. Some things to consider are age, gender, location, income, interests. So just figure out who you're trying to target. Galderma did an interesting study and they determined the target segment for facial injectables, which is actually my target segment, which is probably a lot of ours. And they found that 95% of that target segment have never tried facial injectables. So there is huge potential out there and there's enough business for everyone to go around. We just need to figure out how to capture and engage that target segment and how to convert them into regular patients. Yep. So start developing your image, figure out what you stand for, your message, your personality, which allows you to connect with your followers and make sure that you're providing value. Educate your followers, entertain them. This industry is growing. So over the past 5 years, we've seen a 41% increase in injectable users. So people are out there searching hashtag lip filler, hashtag under eye filler. They want that content. They want to see it. So give the people what they want and just make sure you're providing value with each post.
Yeah, very important. And I think when you get started, and this is actually a perfect little slide here to show the image and the consistency in the way you position yourself. And it really does take thought. You have to think it through. You have to decide, what is the message that I'm trying to get here? But I'm curious though, Shelby, like how does someone go from like starting out to actually having like over 85,000 followers? Like what was that progression like?
Well, it actually used to be a lot easier than it is now with the algorithm changes and how it's constantly changing.
Mhm.
But I think the most important thing is be consistent. Make sure we'll go through a lot of
Right.
this, but make sure, you're being consistent and
like how long did it take you to get to this point? Like from starting out to this kind of...
I started my Instagram account probably 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
And it was slow at first, and then you start to figure out what people are liking. Go back to your last 10 posts, see where you're getting the most comments, the most interaction. It's funny, if you go through my page, the most interaction I get, even though I'm well known for what I do, providing natural, transformative, injectable results, my biggest posts are my personal posts, like on here. People
Just like London. Just like London.
Yeah.
Okay. 2,100 likes.
What's that?
Like 2,100 like likes.
Oh yeah, everyone loves London, and my husband. If I show my husband's face, it like blows up. He's good looking.
We won't tell him that.
We won't tell him that. No.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about that whole gaining process. Like, choosing the pictures and what should you have in your bio and all these little intricate details that they need to focus on.
Sure. So make sure you have a quality profile photo. Remember that it's circular, so it gets kind of cropped in. So make sure that looks great. You can often change your profile photo. I've been told that actually helps too with growing your account. Make sure your username is recognizable. I'm always so surprised when I see crazy usernames. People search that and that's what you become known as. So make sure your username is easy to search. Make sure you're sharing good content. Don't just put something out there. The last thing you should be doing at the end of the day is, oh crap, I forgot to post something. I need to just put something up.
Right.
Don't do that. You need to plan ahead. You need to make sure that you're putting something out there that you would want to see, right? So make sure you're providing good content, and we'll go through that a little bit more. But start following consumers who have a big audience in your community and who have the same target market. That has been super, super helpful for me. I think that I'm lucky because I live in the Instagram influencer mecca, right? There's so many influencers in Utah, big ones. And luckily I've been able to target a lot of them, and a lot of them are my close friends now. So that has actually been really powerful, because if they are liking and commenting on your content, on your stories, if they're viewing your stories, if they're liking and commenting on your actual posts, you will be seen in their followers' browse feed. So that is how so many people have found me. Oh yeah, I saw you in my browse feed. Well, what's helping drive that? It's all the influencers and big people that are following you, watching your content.
Right. So how do you find these influencers on Instagram?
It's just been over the years, just trying to figure out who is getting a lot of engagement, who has a lot of followers. You can have them look on their insights and screenshot it. And so you can see, before I work with any influencer now, I'm extremely picky, because so many of them are entitled a little bit and want everything for free. And I don't think anything for free has value. So I always make sure that I'm getting value back. And we have a pretty strict contract for any influencer that I work with, but it is such a powerful tool. A lot of them I've actually just direct messaged in a kind way, just, hey, we'd love to work with you. If you're needing if you have any anti-aging concerns, I'd love to see you for a free consult and see if we can work together. I've gotten a few that way. But just make sure you're protecting yourself. I mean, what I do, the cost of the injectables are extremely expensive. And I just have to make sure that it's worth it for me. But it has been for sure.
Absolutely. So isn't there also, if they can't reach the big influencers, then there are some people that have like in the 10,000, 20, 50,000 brackets, and be able to go maybe after those influencers first.
For sure.
Gain some ground.
Yeah, sometimes those people actually have more standing. I mean, don't look at just the number of followers, because we know people can buy followers, and there's ways to find that out. Google it. People have bought in followers. But yeah, I mean, some of the micro influencers in Utah have been amazing to work with, because all of their followers, a majority, are in Salt Lake. Which, I mean, if I'm working with an influencer who's huge, who may live here part-time, huge following in New York and LA, like, that's great, but that's not really helping drive my business.
Exactly.
That's just helping me get followers,
right,
which is fine, but like, I'm trying to grow my business. That's where I get
right,
money, right? So
that's such an important point that you just made, because of the nature of everyone's business that's on the call today. Unless they're global, then what you just said is so important. They really need to focus on their area rather than stretching out and getting followers just all over the world just to get followers, right?
yeah,
because we want to monetize this, you guys. The whole purpose of this is to gain revenue from the experience.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, you can, before you have an influencer sign on to work with you, you can require to see their insights, and you can see all of their data, where the majority of their followers are, how much engagement they've been getting on posts, and then you can just kind of gauge it from there. And I do a trial period. I say, hey, for 3 months, we'll treat you. We'll kind of see how it goes. And then if I get a certain amount of clients from it, I'm totally happy to treat them again in a few months, do their Botox again. So, but just be careful of, they'll DM you, I want to share my Botox journey with my followers. Right. And they have like, I don't know, 8,000 followers. And
they're all in Russia.
And I mean, it's like, just be careful.
Yeah. So, all right. So what else can we do to gain followers?
So just become familiar with your following. A nice thing on Instagram stories, you can do polls. You can try to ask your followers what they like to see. I often, for example, a couple that I've done a couple days ago is a little poll that says, do you want to see more lip filler video or threading video? Or does this content, is this too much? I was posting some threading video, and sometimes it's like hard to watch, but it's kind of, it looks gnarly, but it's so interesting, right? So it's like watching the zit popping videos. You just like have to watch, but it's like, no. So you can do polls to make sure people are enjoying, or you just kind of gauge what they're liking. You can go and see, like I said, go back to your past posts, see what posts are getting the most engagement. Just become familiar with your followers and what they like. Message them back. I try so hard to keep up with my DMs, and it's been really hard the last few weeks because of everything going on. But I really try to keep up with them, with my DMs, and just message people back. Try to collaborate with like-minded people, especially in the industry. That has been so helpful. You can engage in Instagram pods. I'm in a few of them, to where if you post something, you can be like, hey group, I posted, and everyone will help comment and like, which helps boost your post, because at first only about 10% of your audience sees your post unless it gets boosted, and then everyone else can see it. But in that first hour, it's super important to get engagement, likes, comments, because Instagram's like, oh, people are liking this, let's show it to more people. Make sure they're liking and commenting with 4 words or more, not just emojis, just make sure that you are collaborating with people that can help you out as well, which has also been helpful. I mean, a huge part of my following are people in the industry, right? I mean, we all share knowledge. That's how we're elevating our specialty, and that's how we're all getting better. So make sure you're doing that. Share the wins, share the losses. I do share complications, how we treat complications that we get from other providers that we're treating. I think there's a lot of value in that too. Followers don't just need to be your clients. People in this industry will follow you and love to see your content as well.
Well, actually, I know for a fact that a lot of people follow you, so they see what you're doing, so they can go and actually do the same. It's very interesting. Like, I'll be at a conference and somebody would talk about something and your name might come up and they're like, oh, really? Who is she? And, you know, right away they want to like follow you. But I just want to tell everybody a little quick story of what you did at Leap Ahead. It's the seminar that we do. Shelby actually was at the last one in February. So she posted one evening that she had done some footage of the event and did some stories and posted a couple of things. And I have to tell you, I woke up the next morning and I was checking my email, and literally we had hundreds, I don't even remember exactly how many, but literally we had hundreds of people that actually commented back or actually came and joined our community because of her one post about being at the Leap Ahead seminar. It's crazy, the power that you would have once you have that engagement, once you have all that following, because they're waiting for you to say something, and then when they like it, they too share it. It's almost like multi-level marketing. It's like
it's not. I mean, I think there's truth to that for sure. But I think people in this industry are hungry for success. Mm-hmm. They're hungry. They want to know more. And so they're like, oh, Shelby flew to Florida from Utah. Why is she there? Why is she learning? Yeah. And I mean, that was the most important thing I could have done for my new baby business. Mm-hmm. I mean, I did not have policies, procedures, protocols. I mean, I had some of it, but comp plans, trying to figure out how to grow in a you know, succinct way and avoid the huge mistakes before I made them. I mean, that was so powerful. And I think just, I mean, explaining that, you know, everyone in this field, we're not business trained. Majority of us are not business trained, right? So I think having someone like Dori that can coach you and can help you avoid those massive mistakes has been so worth it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it does make a difference. And, you know, we all need coaching. No one knows it all. So the more you learn, the more you're going to earn. We have a ton of questions coming in. So if you have a question, make sure you type it in the chat box and we'll try to get to as many of them as possible. All right, so what to post? You mentioned how important it is to educate, engage, and then I'm gonna add one thing to that, and that's to make an offer sometimes, not all the time. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna give you some guidelines of what offers to actually make. So let's talk a little bit about what to post, give them some examples of things to post. And you have to forgive me for some of these pictures. I just took them from the website, and some of them might be a little bit more grainy, but it at least gives you an idea of what you should really be posting. So look at this transformation.
That's baby Shelby.
Baby Shelby. What were you, in high school then?
No, I think I was in my first year of college.
Okay. Yeah. Close.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, it's funny. I posted this and I got so many clients from this. Just being vulnerable and sharing what you've had done and how it's okay and how it's okay to, you know, augment and refine your natural beauty. So yeah, so what to post? I mean, educational content, making sure that you're posting about all the services that you offer. This has been hugely helpful for me because someone may be coming in for Botox constant, you know, every 3 months. And then you try to open up the anti-aging full assessment and maybe recommend PDO threads or, under eye filler, and they'll say, oh yeah, actually, I remember seeing something on your Instagram about that. So it kind of sparks their interest, and it's not something like, oh my gosh, what is that? I've never heard of that. I've never seen that. They've seen it on your Instagram. They know other people are getting it done. So make sure you're posting all the services that you offer. Make sure educational content is good and so important, but make sure that it's at a 6th grade level, so everyone can understand. Sometimes in our field, we forget that people don't know, what's a hematoma, or, things that just don't say,
Exactly.
just dumb it down a little bit. Yeah. Show the provider if and when appropriate. People love to see your providers and who's doing what, and get to know their personality. Make sure you're sharing products that you offer. We now have a full retail offering. We've brought in all these really incredible brands. Make sure you're sharing all your products. Fun facts about the office, behind the scenes content. You can use the Hyperlapse app for that, which is great. Or, just like slow motion, just kind of make it interesting. People love to see the behind the scenes. Be consistent. Personal is good, but also be professional. It's funny because sometimes people post way too personal things. So keep it professional, but people do like to see your personality. They like to see your drive. They like to see your hustle. It just lets them get to know you, so you can get to know them when they come in sitting in your chair.
I think staying professional, is the most important thing, because when you loosen up too much, then you might give away the image that you're not all that. So I think you just have to be very careful what you post. And I'm talking like ladies, from the attire that you wear to how much skin you show or things. You want to come across as classy, right? I think that's the key word here, is being classy and being professional. Right?
Yeah, put your phone down on the weekends. Don't be posting.
Yeah, don't be posting you drinking and well, I'm having a shot.
Yeah, none of that. None of that. So before and after pictures are super important. Make sure you're watermarking. I have had my before and afters stolen multiple times. And sometimes it gets ugly.
That alone, that's a huge tip right there, because people do steal your stuff. So be very careful and make sure that you notice the logo right here. We put a little arrow for you. You see Ruma Aesthetics, and that's what you want to do. Watermark all your before and after pictures. By the way, this is a great before and after picture.
Thank you. Yeah, I think before and afters are really important. I think people might get sick of before and after, so that's why I kind of, try to put in videos and personal posts and post about the office and the process. But when I post before and afters, I try to, post something that adds value to it. So on this post, I put, did you know that lip filler can help with a gummy smile? We didn't do any Botox on her. That was all filler. So, and I got so many clients that came in wanting me to help with their gummy smile after seeing this post, because they just didn't know that filler can help with that.
No, I didn't know. That's like crazy. Like when you look at something like this as a consumer, and like you said, sometimes we take things as granted because we're all around this all the time, but consumers don't know these things. And that's why it's important to point them out like you just did.
Yep, for sure.
That's amazing. Good job.
And then also, I think understanding the power of video. I think TikTok has helped with that a ton. If you guys aren't on TikTok, brace yourselves. It's a kind of a whirlwind at first.
But video crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, Dori does such a good job with this, with video content. It doesn't have to be like dancing crazy TikTok videos. But my TikTok videos that I've posted have like 20, 30, 40,000 views. Videos get more interaction, so make sure you're, implementing videos. And Dori does such a good job of that. I need to be doing more IGTVs. I need to do a YouTube channel like Dori.
Well, we're working on it. It'll come once you open. We're gonna do all these things.
Yeah, later.
Yeah,
I'm not 30 yet. Maybe I'm 30. Oh my God.
I have to say something about video though. I think videos changed my entire business. it's crazy. Like our YouTube channel gets so much traffic, like people find us on YouTube, and also Instagram TV, and also the live, like Facebook Live, Instagram Live. Those are all so important. And I use probably those more than probably most other people do as far as like posting or um, but it is, videos are so important to do for your social media platforms. And what I love about them is your video will sit on YouTube, and then you'll be able to distribute it to all the other social media platforms. So it would really help you maximize all the things. And then what I use video for is testimonials. Like this is Shelby at the Leap Ahead seminar, and we ask everybody to give a video. So she stood in front of our banner at the Leap Ahead, and she told everybody what she thought of the event. So it would be great for you to have your consumers, your clients, to do videos for you, and then you can put all those on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all those different platforms. So if you're not using video already, you really need to.
Yeah, I mean, it helps with the algorithm. And then also, I think everyone sees the written reviews, and those are great. But people are getting more and more open to sharing their journey on social media with others. And so finding a few of your awesome clients who are willing to do a video testimonial is really powerful too.
Very much so. So get those video cameras out and start doing these things. All right. So carrying on with, we talked a little bit about the influencers here, but is there anything else you want to add to
No,
the?
just maybe, yeah, doing giveaways with influencers helps a ton too. Just a little tip with that. I always make sure that to enter, people have to like, comment on the picture in 3 separate comments. You get more comments throughout, tagging other people. And I always say, hey, tag someone who could use this. So this is an example of an influencer that I work with. She's over 1 million followers. She's actually a good friend of mine. I grew up with her. And she holds really bad tension in her jaw, which has made her face look more circular because of this muscle hypertrophying. So we've treated her masseters, which have really, one, helped to relieve the tension and headaches and just stress that she holds in her jaw, but it also helped to slim her lower face. And she's beautiful already, but that really accentuated her feminine features. And we posted about that. And I cannot tell you how many people I injected masseters in over the next like 6 months. And people are still filtering in. Yeah, I saw you treated X and X, jawline, and I hold a lot of tension. I'm still getting people from that. There's so much power in educating and being smart about how you're working with these influencers. But yeah, that's what we did on this slide. You can see there, I was treating her. We did videos showing that it wasn't painful. It just 4 little pokes on each side, kind of decreased the anxiety and the fear of getting poked with a needle. And yeah, it was great.
So I have a couple questions here we can take, Shelby. This is actually one of our another mastermind member of ours, Brianna. So she's asking, we have a plastic surgery practice and a Medi-Spa. Would you recommend having 2 separate Instagram accounts or keep them combined?
No, separate them.
Separate.
For sure. Yeah, because it's a different market. People that are interested in surgery and are ready to dive in are really going to dive into social media surgery targeted. People who are wanting more of like anti-aging, non-invasive, seeing the surgical things might turn them off to it. So I would separate it for sure.
And it's good to test it anyway and see. And you can take your current account now with all the followers and then get them to still follow you depending on which platform, which business they are. Some of them might choose to follow both, but yeah, you said maybe the plastic surgery might be a little bit different clientele than the non-invasive people.
There's definitely overlap, but I think, if you're trying to grow both accounts, it'd probably be better to separate it out.
So this question here is, for a profile picture on a professional page, do you recommend the picture of the injector or the logo?
It depends. If there's only one injector and you're trying to grow that injector, then I'd probably make it more personal and post them. I have my business account, that's Ruma, and then I have my account, that's Aesthetic Injector. So I usually encourage all of my providers to make their own account so they can, yes, post before and afters, but they can also be personal. And then we have a separate business change page for Ruma.
Yeah. So if you do have injectors though, and you're allowing them to go do their own thing, make sure you have a social media policy and guidelines of what they can post and what they can't. So be careful, especially if they're mentioning your brand as a whole. But then, like Shelby was saying, if you have the site, the page of the business, Ruma, then you should get all your injectors, whoever's on the team, to actually post there first, of course, with your approval, and then they can go to posting. But it's very important to build the business first, right? That's your number one priority as a business owner. And then have that policy between what you allow your team members to do or not to. So just make sure you have that in your employee manual. So we have one other question here from Stacy. What app do you use to put your watermark on top of your pictures?
A Fonto, P-H-O-T-O, Fonto. And then the video version of that is Vont, V-O-N-T. So you can put, Shelby Miller or whatever on top of a video as well.
Great. Another question here from Selma. She's asking, how many times do you recommend to post on Instagram?
It depends. At first I was posting every day. And now I only post a few times a week. I think whatever you do, just be consistent with it. So
but what you do more of though is stories.
Yeah, always have stories up. Yeah. Always have stories up. Stories are where I really get a ton of engagement. My posts get engagement, but I think people like to see the everyday. I mean, stories are so hot right now and things can change, but I always try to have at least like 5 stories up a day that people can click through. Don't go crazy and do like 25 because people just get annoyed. So right. I'd say 5 to 10, maybe 15 max.
Okay, so don't mistake this, what she's saying, you guys. So she said she only posts a couple of times. That's posting on your...
Yeah, that's an actual
post. But she does tons. I mean, like she's saying, 5 stories a
5
day.
to 10, maybe a few more slides, story slides. And those are 15 seconds. I mean, they're quick.
Yeah, and that's what you need to focus on, I think, right now is the stories, because that's what people are circulating, right? That's what they're going through. Yeah. So it'll be very good for you.
But also, it's important to make sure in your actual posts on your feed, make sure you're geotagging. Posts that are geotagged get 79% higher engagement. So if you're struggling to grow your platform, go to somewhere that's highly geotagged, like somewhere really popular in your city, and do a post there and tag that. Always tag your spa if it's in your spa so people can click on it and see where your spa is at. Make sure that your spa is on Instagram, and how you get your address on Instagram is you actually have to have a profile for your spa or your business on Facebook because it's linked. So that's how you get your address. A lot of people are like, I can't get my address on Instagram. You have to have a Facebook profile with your address for it to pull up on Instagram. Post what you're doing, post motivational posts. Again, people like to see your personality. Here we were in LA walking on a really famous beach. First time we took London to the beach, and people just loved all the content from that day. So just post where you're at. People like to see it.
Yeah, very good. I think that's very, very fun. All right, so let's talk a little bit about hashtags. I think a lot of people get confused with, first of all, why do they need hashtags, and where should they get the hashtags from, and how many should they have? So let's give them the lowdown on hashtags.
So don't make it complicated. Hashtags are just a pound sign and then a word. So hashtag lip filler, hashtag under eye filler, threads, hashtag Ruma. We have our own hashtag. So Ruma has it is is a fun hashtag we always use, or refreshed by Bruma. So people can search those, and people are searching hashtags. That's how they're finding content a lot of the time. So make sure you're posting searchable hashtags. Make sure that you know hashtags that are banned. I'm pretty sure hashtag Botox is still banned. If you use it, your post will be hidden because people are using it for inappropriate things. So you can search hashtags that are banned and make sure you're not using those. The top 100 brands on Instagram only have 2.5 hashtags per post on average. So don't go crazy. Just be specific to what that post is. Don't post the same hashtags every single time. Make sure you're switching it up. You can also add hashtags in your comment section. So just post your picture and then make a comment with the hashtags. So it's not, overwhelming for people to see. Yeah, I usually do more than 1 to 4, but when you're first starting out, if it's overwhelming to you, just, aim for 1 to 4 hashtags per post.
Yeah. So hiding them, that used to be a pet peeve of mine. Like I have one of my team members post and then they don't know how to hide the hashtag, and you have to go and explain to them how to hide them. So go over that a little bit about how important it is to hide them so they're not showing right after the post.
So I just do like a couple periods and then enter, and then I do my little spiel, and then I do a bunch of periods just to like clear the page so people don't see a bunch of hashtags. You can also just put them in your comments. So it's not like lip filler for this lovely patient, hashtag lip filler, hashtag, just like try to separate it out a little bit with some periods, enter, space it out, or put it in your comments.
Does it even make any sense, Shelby, to do a post without hashtags? Like, does that do you any good?
I mean, a couple like personal posts, maybe I won't do hashtags, but some even when I do post personal, I'll post like hashtag working mama, hashtag nurse practitioner, just, you can be creative. Just throw a few in there.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so just to give them an idea for the actual profile, so I wanted to show you an idea here of how she actually has her profile set up. So you need to go after this, take a look at your profile, see what you need to improve on it. Make sure that you highlight like what you do or the benefit of what you do. So people know right away if they're coming to your page for the first time, they understand basically what you do, right? Just short.
Yeah, that's your elevator speech for sure. So make sure it looks good.
All right, so let me go over quickly how you take people from followers to actually turning them into a client. There is a process for that. And the process is you do all the work, the hard work to post, to do stories, to do videos. And the whole idea behind this is to generate a lead, right? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a brand new person to come into our community. So what we want to do is try to automate some of this process as much as possible. So usually a good automation would be is after, and I don't know if you probably have this in place and you might be able to speak about it better than I can, even like the automated thank you after somebody follows you. Is that an important thing to do?
Yeah, I had one of my friends do it for me. I honestly don't know how he did it.
No, this is not a technical class.
Yeah, this isn't a technical webinar. Just figure out something smarter. Make someone smarter than you do.
Automated process in
We
place.
do, yeah. It says, thank you for following. Come see us for a complimentary consultation. Enjoy $40 off your first room of treatment. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Which leads me to the next point here, you guys. Is you have to have an offer. If you don't have an offer in that thank you note, like come and get a copy of my free book would be an offer. So that message is going to take them to a landing page. A landing page is a page on your website. It's an extension of your website that has the information of how they get the book for free and how they have to submit their information to actually get that book. So what I just did, I just took a follower from just following to try to entice them by giving them something, a gift. This is a great way to get people to opt in, you guys. So whether it's what Shelby was just saying, maybe you give them a gift card that they can use towards their first treatment, or whatever offer you want to give them. Maybe you are a published author and you want to give them a copy of your book like I do. Whatever that is, it needs to take them to that landing page so they can put in their information to actually opt in. Now, once they opt in, now we have their information. We have their name, email address, phone number. This is our opportunity to start building that relationship with them. And as you build the relationship, then you can invite them to come in for the consultation. You can customize that program for them. You can turn them into a VIP member. So the opportunities are endless once they come into your community. But if you don't do that, then all this work was just wasted, because all of our efforts for marketing is to generate that lead. And once we generate that lead, it gives you the opportunity to turn it into a revenue-driven opportunity. But if you don't do it, then you're not going to be able to gain them as clients. So you got to take them through that process. So you invite them for the consultation, and then of course you show them how you can help them. But if your image is good, if you're professional, if you're giving good content, you're giving value, they're watching you, they're seeing how you are, you're showing them before and after pictures, you're making it super easy for them to make the decision that you are the right choice, that I shouldn't go to anybody else but Miss Shelby Miller. That's where I want to go to get my injectables. But if we make that process purposeful, with a thought process behind it, then you become much more successful. But if you don't, then you're just spinning your wheel and you're wasting your time on social media, because if we're not monetizing, what's the point, right? We gotta monetize.
Absolutely.
It makes a big difference, you guys.
Why we work so hard, right?
Yeah, we want that hard work to pay off, that's for sure. So look at this London. Look at her. Look at that face. She's so cute. Oh my gosh. Well, all right, let's give them a couple little tips. We're almost at the hour. Wow, this flew, man.
I know. So yeah, quick and dirty, guys. Lighting is everything. Make sure your lighting's consistent. You can use Lightroom as an app to help with your photos. I try to do, like, I hardly ever edit lighting. I just try to make sure when I'm taking the photos, it's consistent. As you can see in the before and afters that we've posted. A little pearl is the photo in your feed is going to be square. So if you're posting a rectangular photo, know that it's going to get cropped in and half of your face might get sliced. Yep. In your actual feed. So just be conscious of that and adjust the photo as needed.
Why does that happen also with video? Like we did the video one time and then they went to post it and it's like half of my head is chopped off. Even with
you kind of have to leave it zoomed out because Instagram will crop it in to fit into your feed.
Right. So make sure when you do video, you give yourself more headroom.
Give yourself more height.
Yeah.
For sure. Some helpful apps that you can use.
Layout. Great. This is a great slide. You're giving away so many great.
Yeah, screenshot that. Layout is an app that I used for this before and after. You can put pictures together without a border. I think it looks so much cleaner. So Layout is the app I use for all of my before and afters. InShot's a good one. 8mm hype type. Lightroom again. This is showing our before and after photo. I also posted with this before and after, I posted more educational content, and I said Rome was not built in a day. This took her 3 sessions. She looks like a transformed person. She looks
that is amazing.
She looks refreshed, but that took 3 sessions. And I explained that and how the process of trusting us and being patient, and especially in this area, we don't do too much at one time to avoid complications. And, so I gave education also with a before and after post, which worked. And this is our signature treatment that we are well known for. And what I do all day, every day.
It's amazing. I mean, the difference there, if I was like if I saw this and I'm like, okay, that's a person that knows what the heck they're doing, I'm going. Right? It's like you don't, like, I don't care how much you're gonna charge me. So price becomes irrelevant.
Oh yeah.
When you have results like this, I will pay whatever. Just hook
Yeah.
me up, right?
Do it. It speaks for itself. And that's actually a good point. I do post pricing because I don't want to deal with this with a shock with the sticker when they're in my chair. I post, starting at 2,600, starting at 3,200, starting at 750, just so people can kind of have an idea, and it weeds out people that are like, I can't do that right now.
Exactly.
You
And they
know?
just wasted your time, right? You're pre-qualifying and you're
Yeah.
attracting people that can really afford you. And
Yeah.
that's so important, you guys, because the last thing you want to do is cheapen yourself, start giving discounts and be that basement price place.
I've never done that, Dori. Yeah, and I'm so grateful. Dori told me that in the very beginning, and I took that to heart because I invest over sometimes $20,000 a year on my own education. I've worked really hard to be good at what I do, and I do not discount. Hardly ever do I discount. And I think that when you do, you drive a clientele that you don't want to deal with. I've really built a really high class, respectable clientele who respect my knowledge and my expertise and are willing to pay for it to get a killer result like this.
Exactly.
So not shying away from posting your worth. This is what it costs. And, there's so many reasons.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't charge less than my neighbor. I look up prices in our, around us, and I charge more because people are going to see that and be like, oh, there's probably a reason why she charges more.
Yeah,
And
because she's the best.
I'm willing to pay for that. I want them in my chair.
Yeah.
Those are the clients that I want.
Exactly. Well, that's what I love about working with people like Shelby is they listen and they go and they apply. And the last thing you want to do is cheapen yourself. That's not something that you should be doing at all. So what should they know about algorithm and some of the things? How come only 10% of the followers actually see your stuff? That's so baloney. That's terrible.
I know. It's because Instagram wants to make money. So the posts that get more engagement and the more people. So if you're posting engaging content, people are on Instagram longer, right? So in looking at all of it. So Instagram's trying to monetize. So they're rewarding people that are creating posts that are pulling engagement. So just know that, be consistent, post stories. I already said almost all of this. Reply to your DMs, reply to your comments. That is so important with 4 words or more, especially within the first hour that you post. You'll always see me responding. Thank you so much. Thank you for following. I know, girl. Thanks, babe. Like just comment back and make sure it's not the same thing, but that helps to boost your post as well. Yeah, and we kind of already talked about everything else.
Yeah, it's just feeling warm and fuzzy, with your, like the good old Southern hospitality, even if you're not from the South. This is what really you want to show people, that you really care. You want to provide them with something great. You want to provide them with value and get them to respect and honor the relationship, right? That's really what it's all about, is building all these relationships all around.
Yep, for sure. Building lifelong clients. I always try to drive the fact that I'm not trying to get one sell. When I see my clients, I'm doing a full face assessment, really creating a global anti-aging plan for them for the year. And they feel valued and they feel like I care and they keep coming back. I want people to keep coming back, right? You want that lifetime friendship, right? They marry you. It's their face. People will marry you. If you give them a good result, they will never leave you.
That's right.
They're the most loyal clientele. I have people fly to me from Spain, from all over the place. I mean, if you give them a great result and you show that you actually care, they will marry you for life.
That's really what it's all about, is being that expert and being able to deliver on what you say. I think is a big thing. Like, I mean, you can't you can't be a fake. You have to be the real thing, because people are going to be able to see through fake. And when you have educated yourself, like, she's definitely an expert in her skills. She even teaches, by the way, we didn't even mention this. She teaches for Galderma and Allergan. And when you have positioned yourself as the expert and you're putting out the work that an expert actually does, and you talk about it, guess what? Before you know it, you are viral. People will know about you. It makes a big difference. So we have a couple more questions here, Shelby. How do you determine whether to, I think she meant to boost or post, I'm sorry, to post to feed versus your story? How do you determine that?
So my feed posts are more thought out. You want them to look good. I usually do like in every other personal medical post. It's more thought out. It's more formal. Stories, if you watch my stories, you know a lot about me. They're a lot more personal, and it's just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is me surfing behind the boat we just bought. This is, I mean, it's a little bit of...
I saw that, by the way.
Yeah, there's some before and afters. It's like, hey, back in the clinic, a couple boomerangs and me pulling threads on people's faces, just keeping it interesting. I mean, I guess there's a pretty wide variety of, actually, it's mostly Mother's Day posts.
Can I help her with what we do for our post is we basically plan the entire month. We pull up a Word document. We see what's going on for the month. What do we want to highlight? And then we actually write out the different posts, and then we get whatever images need to go with that post, whether it's a video, whether it's a picture, whatever. And then you decide on the story. So you really should plan your social media marketing over 1 month. And if you plan it a month and a month and a month, and you're ahead of the game, that way you're not waiting to the last minute to do things. You're being proactive rather than being reactive. Reactive does not make you any money. When you sit down and put the thought through it, then you're going to be able to get the results that you want. So theme it, theme your month, and come up with a way to really reach your audience. I think that would be a very important thing for you to do. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Would you work for an employer who prohibits injectors from marketing for themselves? So I have an opinion on that one. And I'm sure you do too. But, well, I don't know about prohibiting. I think they should still be able to post. But you have to remember, if you're an employee of mine, then you really should be promoting the place that you work for. If you want to still promote on your own, you can, but you really are promoting yourself as the business that you're working for. Now, if you go out on your own, of course, you can promote yourself all you want, but you have to see the little division here between the two. What opinion do you have on that one?
That's tough because I've seen both sides of it. There's a couple of things you can do to protect yourself as an owner. Technically with photo rights, when you look up photo rights and who's posting what, I mean, if someone leaves your practice, but they took photos on your business camera in your office, you own those photos. So technically when they quit, you can make them delete everything off of their Instagram account. That's happened to me before. Was it frustrating? Yeah, because it was all my work. But at the end of the day, it happened at their office and they were paying me to do that. So I understood. So, I mean, it's tough. I like my providers to post and have their own provider accounts, their own Rooma accounts. They can also have their own personal accounts and they post whatever they want, whatever. But for their Rooma account, they know what is appropriate and what's not. And I think that that's important to have your own account as a provider if you're trying to build your clientele. Really tough if you're just waiting for the company to get you clients. And I see their fear, but they're also holding you back from being able to really drive yourself and promote yourself. So that's tough. I don't know why they wouldn't want that. other
Well,
than
and
having
again, as long as they follow the guidelines, I think
yeah.
it's an extreme. I've never heard of somebody said that they're forbidden to actually do. I think you need to probably have that person contact me and we can give them some guidelines. But it's very important to make sure that if you're working for someone, they are paying you. So the work that you're doing is to promote the business. That's just right. But if you want to still post something on your own, as long as you say that it is from working at this business, then I don't think they should have a problem with it.
Yeah, and just always make them tag your business account so you can repost everything. Another question was, do we make them post a certain amount? No, not really. I just try to make them post consistently, tag us consistently. I don't make them do like 5 stories a week or, there's nothing particular.
Mhm. Yeah, good. So we have another question here about the VIP packages. Should we be able to discount those? So the thing we teach is you should be giving discounts on 2 different things. One is the VIP program, which is your membership program that you can discount. As a matter of fact, that's how you should position your business. You can say to people, you can spa with us a la carte, come get any treatment you want, you pay the regular price. However, if you want to be a member, then you can qualify for the VIP program savings. I don't even like to call them discounts. So the VIP program savings, and you can be a member, and then we customize a whole program for you for a year, like what Shelby was saying. And that way you're going to get the best results possible. And the only other time to give savings is during events. If you want to do an event, and you want a big 6-figure event, then you offer the spa dollar idea that we teach, where you're giving away free money that night. So those are the only times you really should be giving discounts, Gary. So Shelby, we have another question here from Don. Do you have a business or a personal Instagram page for your business?
I have both, a personal and then an account for Ruma, my business.
Yeah. Okay, I love to learn from Shelby. Where can I find educational material? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. So this year I'm actually only training for Galderma. I also am on their Gen Now faculty. So I do on-label gain trainings through Galderma, but I also have my own training business. It's called Ruma Training. So if you want more information on that, you can go to my website, rumaesthetics.com/training, or you can email training@rumaesthetics.com. That's RUMA aesthetics with an A.com. And we'll get back to you.
Yeah, so that's one thing actually I want to help Shelby develop more, is the opportunity for her to teach other professionals, and where you can come and like see her hands-on. Maybe you can spend the day with her. So we're in the process right now of actually developing that whole model, and then she'll be able to offer her expertise to other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do monthly demo courses right now. We haven't done them in the last couple months just because of Corona, but yeah, down the road we will be offering just like one-on-one shadowing too, which is really valuable.
Yep, very nice. So just a couple of reminders, you guys, is that we're doing the book gathering with Dori every Friday afternoon. We just finished going through my book. If you want to see all those webinars, you can go to Global MedSpa Association.com and you'll be able to see the 5 parts that we did. And then we just started a new book. Next week, we'll be going through Think and Grow Rich, the classic of all classics. So we're going to be meeting every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern to go over the Think and Grow Rich. So I assigned the first chapter to be read. So Friday we can get together and actually be able to do that. And then we have a great announcement, the Leap Ahead seminar that Shelby attended in February. We were supposed to have one in July, but we had to, of course, postpone it. So we decided to take it online. So we're going to actually be doing the Leap Ahead seminar, our most successful seminar ever. And I'm going to be doing a webinar to give you a little preview. I've actually invited few mastermind members like Shelby to come and join me, and we're going to go over overcoming obstacles that could be blocking your success. So they're going to be sharing with you their stories on how they were able to navigate to reach success. And it's going to be a little overview of how they use the material from the Leap Ahead to reach that success. So we'll be announcing shortly when we'll start that. But this webinar is going to be next Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So same time, same place. I'm going to have about 4 or 5 mastermind members with me to share their success, just like what Shelby did. It's really nice to have members.
I think that my biggest hurdle was leaving my baby, flying to Florida, taking a few days for my practice. So having that information that we learned that changed my world as a business owner online, like I want to join again because it's so good. I was taking notes like a crazy person, so I think going through it again would be so good.
Well, as a member, you get to come for free. So yeah. That's a nice thing about it. So yeah, make sure you join us. Do you want to tell a little bit about what your experience was like?
Yeah, I brought my husband because he knows nothing about this industry. He is a finance guy. He does wealth management, and he had a lot more respect for my business after that, for sure. There's so much that goes into owning, growing, having employees. It's just so overwhelming, and having structure and things that you can take and actually implement quickly and easily was so helpful. I didn't have to come up with my own marketing plan. Dori had one. I didn't have to come up with my own comp plans. Dori has them all in Excel, and you just plug the numbers in. I mean, it's so easy, and it was so helpful. I've told so many people about it just because it's honestly changed my business.
Well, you're a great student, and you have to be a great student to really implement. And that's really the key to success after everything else really is implementation. And I'm so proud of all of our mastermind members, because ever since this whole chaos started, I have a whole new level of respect for everybody, because they have just embraced what everybody's going through, and they went out and they started making changes and implementing. And I'm amazed how many mastermind members are so profitable even now, because they implemented some of these new systems that we just launched. And that's what it takes, really. It takes that initiative, it takes that drive, that passion to want to be the best. And that's what I love about Shelby, you guys. It's not like she just wakes up in the morning and just moves around. She has a purpose. She has passion. She has a purpose to accomplish something. And I was just talking this morning about this to all the team members in our mastermind group, and how important it is to be part of a team that has a purpose, that understands the vision and where you're trying to go. And when you have that, the rest is easy. It really is. That's, I think, one of the most important things. So anyway, if you guys want to learn some of the things that our members have implemented that are making them a ton of money right now, you can go to this link. And we're doing a 2-for-1 for the brand new 2 programs that I just launched. So put them to good use, so you can be making money right now. Right now, you can be making money. Don't wait. Now you can. So anyway, and then if you don't know what to do, you can always fill out a success planning session, and we can have one of my business advisors help you and walk you through some of the most important things that you need to be taking care of right now. So Shelby, it was such a pleasure to have you here. I know I kept you longer than we should, but we still have.
Like, where are you? It's fine. I'm like, I'm hanging out with Dori. Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. This is her website if you guys want to take it down. And again, on Shelby's website, there is one page. If you're interested in her clinical training, you can go and fill out a form. Make sure you reach out to her, and she'll be happy to speak with you and help you. And the rest of you, I will see you next Monday at 1 p.m. for the mastermind webinar that I'm going to do on how to overcome obstacles that are keeping you from being successful. It's going to be great. You've got to attend. All right, you guys, God bless. It was so nice to have you. Take this information and put it to good use and let us know how we can help you in the future. Shelby, thank you so much. Kisses, big kiss to London for me. And
Thank you for having
stay
me.
healthy. Stay
Okay,
healthy.
you too, my friend.
All right. Hugs.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone. God bless. Until next time, stay inspired. Bye.